Welcome to the man cave. Hey, can you want to go outside? It's really warm in there, out there. So I'll just crack this open a little bit if he wants to come and see me, because I've got the air conditioner on. So what are we doing? Kind of a busy week. So as promised, I have this Oberon slave cylinder to replace the slave cylinder that's there. The big debate is, you know, they have an O-ring failure, and so people immediately say, let's spend a lot of money and get an Oberon. Well, that's kind of like the same thing. Every time there's a knee-jerk reaction that the Democrats do, they go through a whole mess of money. But I'm kind of thinking that maybe you ought to just change the O-ring if you have an O-ring failure. So this whole packet of O-rings here, these EPDMs, they only cost $7. But we'll take a look and see what this looks like. This is a 2019. That's a 2015 over there. Neither one of them has had any clutch failures, but I bought it and been carrying it around just in case, so why don't we just do it anyway. Take off my Vinacci K-saver. I meant to clean the chain. That's on the list here. So next up, I guess we pull this off. I've bled the brakes before, and or I bled the clutch when I replaced it on my 2015. Okay, let's wiggle this off. Alright, so that's engine oil coming out of there. kind of, you know, pulling straight out. Seems to be somewhat not too cool. Alright, so you can see the two units. They're definitely a lot different in construction. Whereas this plunger here and that's there, this rubber part is all messed up. There we go. Alright, so gonna take that off and okay, that's snug. Because the other two go on with the get the one screw started. Too long. This one looks just about right. That'll hold it in place until it's time to get it all bled and the clutch working. That way there'll be equal pressure on the push rod. Okay. Well, the instructions showed that those two crush washers. I put them on there, which I didn't quite understand because there's a flare fitting. So I couldn't get this thing to stop leaking. So I am taking the cable back off like that. Get those damn crush washers out of the way. Put this back in place. Okay. Now tighten it down. Nice and snugly. Okay, now I'm taking off the screws. Putting them over right there. Hopefully I don't forget about them. I'll pop the cap off of here. Okay. Well, there's hardly any fluid there. So, you know, mine could have been leaking. Mine was right on the verge of going. It's a good thing we're doing it. Alright, so I've got some hose here. And I'm going to treat this just kind of like a little pipette, where I plug the top, and I lift it out. Let it flow in there. Get the air out 6 times. Get that little boot and tighten it down. Put some more fluid in it. Evidently you can get some I know when I did this thing once before, when I replaced a hydraulic line, I just left the lever closed overnight, and it worked its way down. Let's see. That was a good burp. Good morning. So I let the bike rest overnight with the clutch lever wrapped in place, and I bled it a couple more times, and every time I wiggled this a little bit, I started getting little air bubbles. You see them popping up. So they've kind of worked their way up. Added a little bit more fluid. And I actually got good pull now. So I think I got it done. I'm not seeing any more air bubbles pop up there. And I know when I go to put this in, there's probably going to be an overflow. Looks like I got just the right amount. So got a little bit of squirting out there. This thing's going to need a good wash and gunk. Get rid of all this stuff. So now that I've got the Oberon on, I'll take out these two temporary screws. Let's loosen up my, we'll get this Finalizing K-saver put back on. I like this Finalizing thing because it's nice and open. I can see if the if the countershaft nut gets loose, because then you end up having an oil leak. You know, it's interesting, in the service manual, I couldn't find anything about dismantling the slave cylinder. Here's the clutch slave cylinder, M6 by 20, it's supposed to be 10 Newton meters. So that's what we'll do. Okay, so that part's back together again. So, Deacon, next thing, I gotta clean the chain, right? Make it nice and shiny again. Alright, well, that's it for the Oberon install. Now I'm going to move over to the other side of the bike. And there we go. So you see on there that it's supposed to be using dot 4. Okay. I think that's it for now. Definitely. Thank you for watching. Stay safe out there. Wear these things if you need to protect yourself. I had my best friend in Mexico, Servando Rodriguez Gutierrez. His brother Paco died, so he and his other brother Leo are very sad, of course, and well, he died of COVID-19 in a hospital in Guaymas. And so when it affects you personally, of course you start thinking about it even more so. So Mexico right now is extremely contagious, And I would not encourage anyone to go down to Mexico, and we may not even go down this winter. You know, I got my Sonora plates, and according to the U.S. Customs, I have to return this bike because it's registered in Mexico within a year. So I may have to just go down for maybe a week or so, just so I can say I returned it to Mexico and then bring it right back again. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to go ahead now and put all the cowling and everything back on and start bolting on my traveling gear, and so it's ready to rip anytime we want to go. Hopefully the Idaho BDR is still a possibility. We'll see how it goes. Thanks, guys.